So, since I can't upload pictures onto YouTube, like I said in my previous video, I'm sure there are other methods, and my brain just not working as to like how else I can do this. But I'm gonna videotape basically the most prevalent pictures, in my that's for the defense for the court date that's coming up, and I then posting that video up to YouTube. So I got 19 seconds on my tablet before it stops recording, so hopefully I can make this. Anyway, first things first is our little Lilu. Whoops. This is the ferret that passed away due to the poison bug bomb that was set off in our basement, and she dies a couple days later. This was taken on... Give me a second here. I don't have that much time. I can't find it. Oh, here we are. This was taken Saturday, September 1. Okay, next. Next is our landlord, the orange shirt, and our two neighbors, Norm, who's in the tie-dye shirt, and Annie in the pink shirt. Basically talking about the trash that is in the shed, and probably blaming us for it. In a couple of photos, I will show that they actually pile all of the trash just right here next to our car. That's lovely. Oh, and this was taken September 3rd. So, just wanted to make that clear. This is the front porch. Please notice the white carpet on the right there. We're going to be accused of stealing that very shortly. As well as, please notice how clean the patio is. We are very clean people, and we're not dirty as the landlord specifically yells at us for. And that was taken on September 3rd as well. That, on the other hand, is a black trash bag, which we don't normally use. We use white trash bags, and as we've been accused of as well. That is in front of my former neighbor, basically, and her apartment. She moved out by this time. Her former apartment is still furniture covered and still really disgusting. And this was taken September 3rd. This was my mom cleaning the debris after the landlord cleaned the lawn care. Again, this is September 3rd. As you can see now, some time has passed. It's still September 3rd, but a couple hours have passed. That now a pile of trash has formed right next to our car. So that is just wonderful, isn't it? You really get a sense of welcome home whenever you drive in. September 1st, she was alive and well. Well, not well, but at least alive. On September 10th, she died. This is her body. She died from a bug bomb, like I said. We still actually have her frozen in our freezer at the moment, in case anyone wanted to do a poison check to see what exactly was the cause of her death. Anyway, moving on. Since we were told that if we can't afford it, too bad. This was the trash that Ken, or Kent, I forget which one, threw on our back porch. There's my dog sniffing it like a bad girl. He threw this up there on September 24th, and we did not have any way to clean it up as we were locked out of the shed, as I can show you in a previous photo. Just give me a second. Yes, in this photo. If you look closely, that little black sign right there is a keep out sign. So we were not allowed to put our trash in there. With nowhere to store it, as the basement would be a horrible idea, we were forced to leave it out there. On Monday, the following week after the whole trash debacle, as you could actually, it's still September 24th. I got my dates all wrong, which is why I'm recording this. We came home to a pipe that was unscrewed, and water was just flowing down the everywhere, and we actually have this isn't a great picture to show how wet it was, but basically all of that was dry and white. Now that it's wet and blue, so yeah, can't really capture that well. But there's a little bit of mold because of the not really mold actually. It's just damp water from the pipe on the carpet next to the bathroom. So that was lovely to clean up. That's what it looked like when we were dealing with the leak. Luckily it stopped after a while, and as long as we don't use the sink, everything is fine. So all's well that ends well. September 25th rolls around. We still have no way to move the trash. At this point, the animals have certainly gone through it. There's a lysine bottle, bleach bottle right there, as well as those cups were there before, but all of that has just been torn up and gone through, and bees are buzzing all around it. I don't know if you could see the bees, it's kind of all blurry, but yeah. I did not know we took a picture of this, it must have escaped my memory. But yes, on the 27th, we were given this little notice, basically saying, clean up your garbage on the back patio. That's basically it. And if you listen to the call recordings, we then called the sheriff and asked exactly what was the best way to proceed, and then, well, I'll show you. There is my mom, who is currently picking up the bee-covered trash everywhere, infested disgustingness. She's using black bags that we bought with what little money we had, and trying to get it all rebagged, and we're still not able to get it to the shed, so we had nowhere to put it. Okay, sorry, we're back.
Okay, so this trash is accumulation of what was not picked up in the bulk trash pickup. Some of it was, some of it wasn't. And they're not done yet. There's stuff still on the property, stuff still in sheds and buildings that we don't have access to. We've rebagged what was thrown on my patio, but the boxes and the bags that you see contain things from our previous roommates, the Thurmans, and or the Redfords, in conjunction with whatever was cleaned out of the basement and the shed, and whatever they deemed was ours, but we didn't have anywhere to store it, and was not picked up by bulk trash, and was left on our patio. So this pile just keeps growing. Mismatch of God knows what from how many different buildings on property, and we didn't go through all of it, but we did help place it here because it was left around, in and around our car and patio.
This is
What
Ken.
is Ken's last name? Johnson did show up.
Ken Johnson did show up, yep.
Yeah, he showed up for the show, and the bees started coming. I started screaming. Annie called Ken, and they watched the show. Did not participate, did not help. And this went on for over an hour, so he could have opened up the shed. Or as per the chief and I had a conversation, he was notified to help with the cleanup and participate in any way he could, and he did nothing. Okay, this is a picture of our back porch patio.
I know it's kind of blurry, but deal with it.
In the corner, you can see the blanket that we were accused of taking has been left and not removed. Wasn't much priority. That's the shed out back. You can't see, doesn't
no,
it?
I
Okay, but the patio is clean, and apparently it's going to get dirty again.
Yep, and this was taken September 30th, 2018 at 9 a.m. Showing that we cleaned and everything was
provided.
Yeah, no one came to check, and no one... What?
No one provided any help, assistance. No one came to check until, I suppose, the 4th when we got the notice. But point is, trash out by the street is still sitting there. No one bothered to provide bins as per was agreed on with the conversation with the chief on Thursday, September 27th.
Correct.
I'll say something.
It's recording.
Oh, hold it. This is our neighbor, Norm and Annie Buckman, let's see, the volunteer police chief, has called the police several times on us, insisted that we keep trespassing on his property, participate in cleaning out the shed and throwing trash, and he's standing on our property. What date is this?
September 30th.
September 30th, we were told that we had been harassing them and we would be arrested if they were called out to the property again by us.
Police threatened us that they would arrest us if we had another problem with Norm and Annie.
And that was what night?
That was, don't know. We didn't record that or anything, so.
Yeah, hold on, pause.
Okay. We remembered it was the 26th.
Yeah, because we had contacted them asking them if they would participate in any of the cost or the procedure for the cleanup that I did by myself on Friday.
End. Yep. Start.
This looks like vandalism to me. We took a picture of it. It was taken over the weekend. We didn't want to be accused of it, but it's awfully strange that the flowers
that Annie so desperately
of Annie
loves.
and Norm's are laying in the street. So
yeah,
we took a picture of it.
We don't know who threw it or what, but we took a picture of it. Yep.
October 1, still a clean patio.
Yep.
And still the rug that we were accused of stealing.
Yep, it's right there.
It's still sitting there.
Yep, along with everything. Yep,
so
along with everything else. So
still good. The snow shovel and other various items that are around the property.
The snow shovel, etc. Yep.
These are various cups and things from other tenants that have been placed and replaced around the property. Once again, they've been gathered up here, washed and cleaned.
On October 1.
Okay. Okay, this is, I believe, Joe and possibly some other caretaker. Construction work went on all day until past 8 o'clock at night.
It started
I'll show
at 7.
you text messages. This is an all-day construction going on next to our landlord. This is a residence, obviously, but yep, and they park right in front.
Yep, right in front of our patio. The rest of the photos were showing that the front patio is clean, except for that, but ignore that. That was picked up.
Also, the other things that are on the property that have been left from previous tenants that everybody uses, and then there's our trash bin.
Yep, you get up a good. Yep, this is our one and only trash bin that is already filled to the brim.
That we have to keep because it's on our front porch.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, so this is still the shed out back. I can see a trash can. It's all locked up. Keep out sign still there.
Yeah, the trash can is right here, and the keep out sign, if you can see it, is right there.
And it is still locked.
And it's still locked, and it is October 2nd. Yep.
This was placed late. The night before. So this was sometime probably around 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Probably neighbor Ken, since his name is on it, and he is the caretaker.
Yep, he probably wrote it. This is a picture I took so that I would have Seth Buckman's information, but
he represented us at an eviction hearing in Jefferson County Court against Joe Gutman, and he filed the paperwork wrong, so we got I guess a few extra days. He called it leeway, said the guy was really pissed, and worked out an arrangement to get some monies for him, but we have not had a serious follow-up conversation or return phone call in quite a while.
Yep. This is after the police and Joe and Ken came by to try and fix the not broken leak, and they left.
We spoke to them through the window instead of opening the door this time for safety reasons.
And they left the gate, the doggy gate that protects our dogs from running outside, just laying around. So
there you go.
Yep, we almost lost Scrappy.
What time in the morning is this?
This is 12:30 p.m. October 4th.
So we heard this commotion this morning, and apparently, according to the notice that we can show you, all of this is a microwave oven. There's a microwave oven,
a little green bin.
The fan that's been in the basement.
A little white grate.
Something from a refrigerator. There's some paperwork, our laundry baskets, things like that have been thrown all over the patio.
Well, their sign is still clean. And then the cups have not been disturbed. That's nice.
Was there trash thrown out here too? I know there's some cans.
Yeah, this is basically more paperwork that we put in bags for the previous tenants.
Okay, so this is still previous tenant stuff that's being shuffled around on property. Like we said, we do not have access to all the buildings, so we do not know what comes and goes. And last we saw this, it was in the basement.
And might as well show them the form.
Oh, yes. Okay, well, we don't have
we don't have a good light, but here, I can make do. I think. Doodle-doo. Yeah, I think I could make do. As you can see, the pre-arrangement bail has been crossed out. Lovely. This is basically what Mike Buckman, not Buckman, Hegman, served us while we were waiting for the state police officer at the gas station.
Well, we were being, we were waiting and talking to the state police officer, explaining why we needed an escort. Mike Higman had been trying to serve us with this, evidently, or hand this to us all day, and was waiting and listening to the radio, apparently, and met us at the McDonald's. We were supposed to be in neutral territory, to be escorted safely to our home to retrieve belongings and pets by the state police, and escorted out. And the reason that the state police officer said that he showed up was because he had this important paperwork for us.
Yes, and basically it says that the chief himself came by today on October 4th, the one day that this mess was here, the only day that was here, that we did not clean or do anything to clean the trash since September 27th.
We willfully disregarded the first cleanup notice.
Oh, I'm sorry, September 21st.
Yeah, and it dates it way back to September 21st.
Mm-hmm.
So none of the cleanup that we did was ever recognized, and this is viewed as the same continuing mess, but it may also include the mess that is still left out by the curb, which continues to grow because the cleanup next door continues to grow, and they're also placing the cleanup next door junk out by the street. So again, you've got a mess generated by the property, and here we're getting blamed for it.
Yep.
And when I mentioned to the police officer, Higman, why, or do you know anything about the mess or how it got there this morning? I believe he said in the recording, I can slap the cuffs on you right now.
That was at the beginning of the recording.
Oh, okay.
But basically, yeah, he did threaten to arrest you.
Again.
Anyway, moving on.